Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So today's video is a continuation of my last video, why you should invest. If you haven't watched it yet, please watch it so that you can understand today's topic better. So the topic of today's video discussion is where to invest and what are all the various forms of asset available for us to invest. Let's get into today's video. So from my last video, we all came to know that we have to invest in assets if we want to grow our money. So quick definition, assets are something which will give you a certain amount of return if you invest in it. For an example, if you build a house, you can make money from it by two means. Number one, you can rent it to somebody else and you can collect rent, and the price of the house will also move up with time. This is what we call asset appreciation. So let's see what are all the various forms of assets which are available for us to invest and the return on investment we can get from them. So number one, your savings account. I know your savings account is not an asset, but it will give you a certain amount of return if you keep your money in it. So savings account, the return on investment is 2 to 3% every year, and fixed deposit 5%, gold 9%, real estate 10%, bonds 10 to 11%, share market 12 to 15%, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum return 13% every year. So there is one magical asset that will give you exponential returns even if you invest very small amounts in it. I will reveal what this magical asset at the end of the video, so stick to the end of the video. So coming to the last asset, not the magical one but the one before it, cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can see the return on investment from cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum is more than 100%. So what this simply means is you can double your money every single year if you invest in it. So why don't we all just go and invest all our money in it? No. This is where the risk reward equation comes into the picture. So every asset has a significant amount of risk associated with it, and most of the time the return on investment from an asset depends on the risk associated with it. So let's categorically arrange our asset list according to the risk profile. Savings account and fixed deposit, no risk. Gold, real estate, very low risk. Bonds, moderate risk. Equities or share market, high risk. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, extremely high risk. I mean, you can lose all your money if you don't know exactly what you are doing with it. So what we can know from this risk profile assessment is the return of the asset will go up with the risk associated with it. So now all of us will think like, this is all too much risky, let's go and invest all of our money into fixed deposit where our money will be safe and we can also get a return of 5% every single year. No. This is where you have to know about inflation. So inflation refers to a general progressive increase in prices of goods and services in an economy. Consequently, inflation corresponds to a reduction in the purchasing power of the money. So what this simply means is the purchasing power of the money that you are holding in your hands is losing its value every single year. So let me do a very good example for this scenario. The inflation rate in India is 7%. So if you have 200 rupees in your hand today, and your total expenditure for this year including your food and everything is 100 rupees. So you spend 100 rupees and kept another 100 rupees for the next year expenses, and the next year your expenses will be 107 rupees due to inflation, and you will only have 100 rupees in your hand. So according to this, if you invest in any of the low risk assets like your fixed deposit where you are getting only 5% rate of return, your 100 rupees will be 105 rupees, and due to inflation the next year your expenses will be 107 rupees. So your FD is not a good investment. So the point that I am trying to convey here and the answer to the question where to invest is to invest in a place where the asset will give you a return that beats the inflation number, that is 7%, and managing your risk accordingly. So if you take too much risk, you may end up losing all of your money. On the other hand, if you take no risk at all, you will end up losing money to inflation. So we just effectively answered two of the most important questions about investing. Why you should invest? You should invest for your financial freedom. And where to invest? You have to invest in an asset where the return of the asset will be more than your inflation. So the magical asset that will give you exponential return for relatively small amounts of investment is you and your skill set. So let's imagine that you have 1000 rupees in your hand and you are looking to invest. And if you invest it in equities where you will get a return of 12% every year, and at the end of the year your 1000 rupees will be 1100 rupees tops. And even if you invest it in cryptos where the return of investment is 113%, at the end of the year your 1000 rupees will be only 2000 rupees. But if you invested this 1000 rupees in a course or a webinar to learn something for yourself, like a video editing or something, at the end of the course you will have that new skill and you can earn money with that new skill. And for reference, the bare minimum salary of any freelance video editor is 10 to 15,000, and that's 12,000% return every year. Compared to any other asset, this is huge. So if you are someone between 20 to 30 years of age, the advice that I am giving you and following for myself is to invest in yourself so that you can earn more. Subsequently, you can invest more. So consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and please press the like button so that this piece of information can reach a lot of people. Thank you for watching. Naveen, over and out.